People don't realize that the things that they do, their behaviors and their actions, affect how much control the Satan, the evil inclination, has over a person. If you're going to the homepage, the gay homepage, the hell page, or the recommended or the feed on any social media platform, whether it's YouTube or Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, do not ever spend any time on the homepage. Don't spend any time on the feeds, the recommended or anything. Go to your subscribed or your followers or to your own page. Like Robert Rubin says, the only reason for social media is to go there and to learn and share Torah, and that's it. Don't dilly-dally and don't scroll through pictures, because for sure you're going to see all kinds of disgusting, immodest filth. This is just a tiny percentage. I try to block most of it out, just as an example. But if you don't guard your eyes from all this stuff, and you're not strict with where you're going online, there is no way that a person can't stay separated from immorality. Because, as someone mentioned on Twitter, God gives us a clue on how dangerous it is not to guard our eyes by watching the news and just drifting around on social media like it's not literally hell and heaven laid before us. Book of Numbers chapter 15 verse 39. It shall constitute seat for you, that you may see it and remember all the mitzvot of Hashem and perform them, and not explore after your heart and after your eyes, which you stray, so that you may remember and perform all my mitzvot and be holy your God. I am God, your God, who has removed you from the land of Egypt to be a God unto you. I am God, your God. God is warning us here that if we aren't strict with what we see and what we think about, for sure a person will stray and commit sins. It's a law of creation that God put into the world. This world is just an extremely dangerous place. And without learning real Torah, people have no concept of just how dangerous the world is. And then they wonder why and how their life turned into a sewer system. It's because they didn't guard their heart. They didn't guard their eyes. Rashi says the heart and the eyes are the body's spies. The heart covets, the eyes seek out, and the body sins. If a person doesn't constantly think about good things, Torah thoughts, Rambam says, Rabbi Moshe ben Maimonides, if a person has an empty head, which means a void of wisdom, which refers only to thoughts of Torah, for sure they will end up committing sins of immorality. That's why Rabbi Rubin says it's vital that we constantly delve into Torah verses and the teaching of the sages and the commentary. The commentary especially, because as we learned earlier this year, without commentary from the sages, there's no protection. We need two witnesses. We need a verse from the written Torah, from the 5 books of Moses, the prophets, or the writings, and the teachings of the sages, like that verse from Book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 39. You shall look upon it, so you shall remember all the mitzvot of Hashem and perform them, and not stray after your heart and after your eyes. And then the teaching from Rashi that says, the heart and the eyes are the body's spies. The heart covets, the eyes seek out, and the body sins. And if we have that in our mind, then we have some kind of hope not to be sucked into the filth of sin, the immorality of Egypt. And so he just teaches that one of the only things that the children of Israel merited to be redeemed from Egypt was that they didn't succumb to Egyptian immorality. The Egyptians, their entire society was based on idolatry and immoral behavior. That even in their art, they were raised naked. They didn't wear clothes until they were 12 or 13 years old. And then once the boys were 13, they were circumcised. And they shaved their entire bodies, head to toe, because all that they were concerned with was their physical desires. Eating, drinking, and physical lust. Even their clothing was immodest, like skin tight clothing. And the only reason the children of Israel merited the redemption from Egypt was because they didn't fall victim to this immorality. The women stayed at home. They dressed modest with loose clothing that covered their entire body. Not modest clothing like what people today think is modest, but according to what God says is modest. Only in their merit did the redemption occur. And that was a critical time to do teshuvah for sins of immorality. We have 4.5 weeks left of what's called Shovim, the Torah portions each week. We're in Parashat Vayera right now, which is the book of Exodus, chapter 6 and on, through Bo, Shalach, Yitro, and Mishpatim. Like I mentioned earlier, I used to think, let's say, just made stuff up, but here's the verse. Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 14. Shuvu banim shovavim. Return, O backsliding children, so that Shem return.